Hello, everybody. My name is Josh Mark. I'm the manager of web operations here at Auto Vitals. I'm responsible for all of our SEO strategy, website maintenance, website updates, product enhancements, all of that good stuff. Me and my team take care of that here at Auto Vitals. And today I want to go over winning local search, location strategy to outrank the competition. Our agenda today is going to pretty much enable you guys with the knowledge to understand how Google crawls sites. So Google's EEAT algorithm, which I'll get into that acronym, and location crawling, understanding how Google evaluates and ranks local content. Homepage location optimization. So all the essential elements you'll need for your main website to optimize your homepage for the locations that your business is in and the businesses that you want to target. Location landing page best practices. So creating any pages that convert users and satisfy search engines. This will be for if you have physical shops in specific locations, or if you have areas that you're looking to target that are near your business. And last but not least, review strategy. So coaching customers to leave meaningful reviews on your Google business profile for each of the locations of your shop. And so let's start with the first. How Google crawls content for EEAT and location. I bet you're wondering what EEAT stands for. It's an acronym, and it's pretty much the acronym that it's the algorithm that Google uses to analyze and spew out results based off queries that users are putting into search engines. So EEAT, what does it stand for? Experience is the first E. Does the source, so in this case, the website, our websites, have firsthand experience with the topic? Expertise would be the next E. Is the website or the source knowledgeable and skilled in the relevant field? The A stands for authoritativeness. Is the source or the website a trusted source of information? And then lastly, the T is trustworthiness. Is the content accurate, reliable, and transparent? Based off all of these points, Google is going to analyze your site based off that criteria. And Google has an automated program called Googlebot, which is pretty much their program that scans and analyzes everything on the web. So pretty much if you put in a search, auto repair near me, Googlebot, which is Google's automated program, is going to search all of the content on the search engine that it can, and then analyze it within that algorithm of is it experience, is it expertise, is it authoritativeness, is it trustworthy? And then it's going to give results based off how you rank or how your content ranks in that algorithm. So it's pretty important to follow the formatting or at least understand it so that you can build a website or content to the standards of Google's algorithm. Um, Now, what does this mean firsthand for location specifically? Like, how would it crawl location and know how to get that information? So there's a couple things that you want to keep in mind for that, for how Google crawls location. Content analysis. Obviously, it's going to analyze all the web content. That includes text, images with alt text on them, metadata, so a meta description, page title, browser title, meta title, all that good stuff. And it's going to analyze all of that to understand its geographical relevance in relation to where the user is or anything like that. Also, user location. So if the user does have their location enabled on their mobile device or their desktop, wherever they may be, Google can use this information to provide more relevant local search results. If if location is not enabled, there's still ways, like I'm sure you guys all don't when you're searching something on your phone, enable location, but you can still get stuff in your area that comes up, right? That can be related to multiple things. They can have your IP address. There's other ways that you can get it, but if it is enabled, it's able to pinpoint it more. And that's when we build content towards those locations to make sure that we can show up. And then lastly, for location in terms of crawling, Googlebot crawling, website structure. So the way a website's structured and organized can also signal its geographical relevance. So that's pretty important. Same things with the way the navigation's structured, where the location pages are on the website, metadata on those landing pages, as well as on the homepage, all of that good stuff. That pretty much enables Google to be able to give good, relevant results based off that algorithm. Let's go to the next slide. So, homepage location optimization. How would you optimize your site's homepage to be optimized for the location that you are in or that you're looking to be in? And this is pretty key right here, especially if you're looking to source business in your area. The homepage is one of the most powerful tools of your website. It's also indexed and crawled at a higher scale than the rest of your pages on your website. So with that being said, what needs to be on the homepage to make it optimized? Uh, you want to make sure you have your location information of your business prominent on the site, clearly displayed. The physical address, the phone number, any of the service areas that you have physical locations, all of that good stuff should be highly and clearly visible on your homepage, whether it's in the header of the site or whether it can be in multiple places too. You can have it on the head of the site. You can have a section on your homepage that talks about the areas. Then you can click into each location landing page. However you want to set it up, make sure it's clearly displayed and clearly visible so that when Google's crawling it, that can be some of the most prominent information that's there. Local keyword integration. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. You want to make sure that you're using local keywords for any of the locations that you're looking for, but you want to make sure it's natural. So I'm not sure if anyone's ever searched something and some of the first results you go to, and it's just stuffed with keywords. It doesn't almost even feel like it's human. It feels like a robot's written it, or it's been written just to satisfy Google's algorithm. Keep in mind that we're always talking to human beings for the most part, I would hope. Who knows with AI now? But you want to make sure that the content is speaking to a human being. So use natural keywords. The best auto repair in Redding, California. Come by and get serviced. Probably a poor example, but however you want to phrase it, make sure that it's natural and it's not keyword stuffed. And also, make sure the keyword integrations is integrated into the metadata on the homepage as well. So if you want to have your page title for your homepage be shop name, so let's just say Greensboro Tire and Auto, the best auto repair shop in North Carolina, something like that. That could be the metadata for your homepage. Google crawls that. It has your shop name. It has all the relevant keywords that would make it populate on those results. What else? Dedicated location pages on the homepage. So if you have multiple locations, whether it's physical locations where you have a business and you have multiple physical locations, or you have areas that you're looking to target that's near your shop, that you just say they're close to the shop and you want leads from those areas. Make sure there's an easy way to access those landing pages on the homepage. It could be in the navigation, it could be its own section, or it can be under the About tab, then it can be locations, and then it could list all the locations you're looking to target. There's multiple ways why that's valuable. One, it's obviously you're getting the keywords and the traffic for those landing pages. Google's crawling your site and seeing that you have content for those locations. So if someone is in that location and they're searching queries, auto repair near me, oil change, whatever the case may be, your site is covering those areas and you have the relevant keywords on those pages to populate for those results. Now these pages should have content that's specific to that area. So you don't want to just copy and paste and throw in the variables of the location into each location landing page. Make it unique. Make it local to that area. Any services offered there, include any directions there. If you're in Wall Street and there's the bull, mention that. Make sure it's specific to that area so that, it's following that EEAT algorithm and that Google's realizing it's a trusted source of information for that area and it's populating. Also on the homepage, you should have Google Business Profile Optimization. Ensure that your GBP is updated. So make sure that the name, address, phone number, we call it NAP, is consistent across all your channels. Social media, make sure that matches. The website, Google Business Profile, all of that. Make sure that all of that information is connected and consistent across, and then make sure it's connected to your website. You also want to encourage and respond to customer reviews, which we'll get more into this on how to do this later in the presentation. But the Google Business Profile is a very powerful tool for your website. It's also a Google product. So if it's integrated with your website and they're going back and forth from one another in terms of linking and all that good stuff, then obviously it's going to integrate better with Google's algorithm. And then it's just for a user perspective too. Like if I'm going to get something serviced somewhere, I'm going to check out their Google Business Profile. I'm going to look at reviews, but we'll get more into that later in the presentation. And then last but not least, embed Google Maps. Ensure Google Maps is embedded on your homepage. Obviously this is for user perspective. Like I want to be able to see it on the map. And then just for indexing too, it's connected to your Google Maps. That's going to be crawled properly. So make sure that you have Google Maps embedded on your homepage somewhere. Excuse me. So here's some examples of like what we mean when we're talking about make sure that your uh, information is clearly displayed on your homepage. We have the phone number, we have the address, we have the hours of operation, we have reviews accessible here, we have social profiles, we have the keywords for that area. Pretty much, this is a good example of like what you should have on the homepage to make it optimized for your location. Google Maps embedded right here. So this is at the bottom of the homepage here, or it's in a section within the homepage, but it's embedded here. A user can clearly see. Sometimes you can usually move around the map, all that good stuff. And then more keywords related to the location. So here you can see all of those good keywords that are going to populate us for results that users are searching. And then location landing pages. So obviously, as I mentioned, you want to make sure you have easy access to those location landing pages that you're looking to target for your shop, for your business. So right here under About, you can see we have all of the locations that we're targeting that we want to traffic users for. Apologies for that. Okay, so what makes a good location landing page? We mentioned the home page. We've mentioned how Google crawls it, but getting into those actual pages that you saw under the About tab, what makes a good landing page for that? And there's two ways you should look at this when you're doing it. There should be elements that are catered to users and elements that are catered to search engines. Keep both in mind as you're doing it. Let's start with users. You want to make sure you have clear and concise information. Like I kind of just mentioned, provide the essential details of your business. The name, the address, the phone number, hours of operation, directions, anything that makes it easier for the user to be able to locate where you are, get there, contact you, whatever they need to do. You don't want them to jump through hoops just to be able to do that. You want them to be able to do it then and there while it's fresh in their minds and they're looking. So clear and concise information, very, very important, kind of obvious, but very important. Local keywords, as I also just mentioned, you know, be sure to naturally incorporate those keywords. The best auto repair shop in Greensboro, North Carolina. Include the shop name, however you want to do it. Make sure that when a user's typing a query into Google, we are covering what they might be putting in, and so that we can be a result that comes that's generated from that. So local keywords specific to the locations that you're looking for. Just takes a little bit of digging, especially if you know it. If it's a shop, if it's an area that's near your shop, you probably know the area. You probably know what's specific to it. You probably know people there. So, building location pages based off local keywords is important. Unique content. Try to avoid duplicate content as much as possible. Make sure each location page offers specific information and content that's relevant to that area, but also don't make it cookie cutter. I don't want to, you don't want to go as a user. I don't want to go see, oh, Greensboro, North Carolina. Let me check that page out. Oh, let me check out the one that's near it. And I go there and it's like the same content, just with variables filled in for the location. Make it unique. That's not just from a user perspective either. That's also from a search perspective. But from a user perspective, we don't want to feel, if we're going to, we want to see the areas you service. If we actually land on your site from search engine, we want to know that you put thought into each area. Compelling visuals. So obviously you're going to want to, excuse me, well, easy navigation, pretty self-explanatory. Make sure it's easy to get to from anywhere. Like make sure I can get to those landing pages from the website easily. And compelling visuals, include high quality photos. Like this is a pretty key one. Like try to make them as high quality as possible. You don't want someone to go to your site and see a cheap, grainy photo and it just kind of turns you off from the shop, right? You want to make sure they're high quality or video, even like a type of think of it as a marketing tool. You want to look your best for potential leads. So good photos of the locations. You'll have it right there prominently on the page of the location. Then the content could be next to it. And excuse me. And make sure to update your Google Business profile as well. Like that should also have fresh, high quality photos in it. The cadence is up to you. I mean, every 3 months is probably solid, but it doesn't have to be that frequently. But at the end of the day, make sure there's high quality photos, compelling visuals that make someone say, "Wow, that place looks like a nice place. I'm gonna get service there. Why not?" And you can even include the services that you want to, target the most for that location. So if you want to have a visual of one of your service technicians working on the brakes or something, because that's the service that you want to get more leads for, do that, right? Someone might say, wow, that looks like a really good shop to get my brakes repaired. I'm going to go there. All that good stuff, it plays a larger part than people think. So try to look your best with good, compelling visuals. Social proof. Showcase the reviews, showcase testimonials from Google Business Profile on your homepage. Make sure that's something that is seen. I'll get more into that when we get to the review phase, but just, like make sure they're prominently displayed somewhere on those location pages. Okay, moving on. Now, landing page elements for search engines. This is a bit different than users because you have to keep in mind that we are dealing with essentially, AI and robots and things of that nature. So you want to build these pages up to the algorithm. And what you want to include for that is local SEO optimization. So optimize all URLs, all metadata, heading tags, or so H1 tags, like the number, the biggest piece of content, basically the title content on the landing page. Make sure all of that stuff is optimized and has relevant keywords. So for example, like if you want to have a location page URL, www.xyz.com/locations/Greensboro -NC if you want to. Make sure that the metadata for the page, like the meta title, also mentions that location and has the shop name in it or something of that nature. Make sure the header of that page, so the heading tag of that page says Greensboro, the shop name plus Greensboro, North Carolina, auto repair. Come check us out. It's a pretty poor idea off the top of my head, but I think you get the gist. Make sure all of that's optimized for the location. And so Google will crawl that and spew out in results that are related to that location or anything that's repair near me or services near me. Unique content. I keep stressing this. Again, just make sure the content's relevant, natural, unique to the location. It is important. So make sure that is added in. Mobile responsiveness. So, I mean, over 50% of users at times are reaching websites by mobile device. Oftentimes their location is enabled. Make sure the pages are optimized for mobile and designed properly for that. Fast loading times. Obviously, this is important in general, just for performance. But make sure images, all the code, all the JavaScript, everything on the site is optimized for fast loading times. This can affect search engine rankings and SERP results as well. So make sure everything is optimized properly in general. And then last but not least, this is the same thing as for users, GBP integration. Integrate with your GBP. It can only help. And here are some examples of, like, here's an example of a location landing page. We have excuse me, sorry about that. We have the area here. So we have the location here. We have the shop name plus the keywords that they're looking for, that they're targeting. And this H2, this is the H1 that I was talking about. And then relevant keywords in the area. I mean, we don't have to read this entire thing, but pretty much just litter it with keywords, optimize it for the location, add services that you're interested in, because these are things that the users will be searching. I could be in Greensboro, North Carolina, searching wheel alignment near me, and we're covered because we have keywords of that on this page. I could be searching tire rotations in Greensboro, whatever the case may be. We have keywords that cover a lot of that so that when we're being indexed or crawled, excuse me, we're showing properly. Hours and locations are listed right here, so it's easy. It's informational, it's trustworthy, where it seems like it's legitimate and relevant. Attractions near Greensboro Tire and Auto, so we have all of the attractions that are near that area. Like I said, the unique content that's relevant for that location, pretty important. Excuse me. Directions from like includes the directions right here, and then just other keywords. So make it natural. If you're reading over this and scanning over this, it all seems natural. But let's go at it at a micro level. So as you can see, same things here. Locations listed, services are listed. We're mentioning the location multiple times throughout the landing page, and it's all natural, relevant content. Attractions, same thing here. We have all the attractions. Greensboro Science Center. I mean, Greensboro, honestly, I think I'm going to butcher that, so I'm not even going to attempt to say it properly. All this good stuff is making going to the algorithm as trustworthy, as a good source of information, and we're getting all the keywords. So it's a win-win. Same thing here. So directions and all this good stuff. Now, here's a big one right here. Coaching customers on leaving reviews on your Google Business Profile. if you're like me, you're someone who I go to Google Business Profile. If I'm going to get service somewhere and it's going to cost me a pretty penny, I'm going to check out their Google Business Profile. I'm going to look at the reviews and see what's up. If you do want to coach customers on leaving reviews on your Google Business Profile, it'll be a big thing for your business. And here's how you would do that. Make it easy, right? Like you don't want it to be difficult for a user to, or someone that you've serviced to have to do it. Create a direct link on your GBP in the review section for them to be able to leave a review. Share it in follow-up emails, share that link in any follow-up emails, or have a QR code even on a receipt and just let them know, hey, if you had a particularly good experience, I'd love for you to leave a review for our business. It can only help us grow. And have it on the, be like the QR codes in the receipt, scan it, and it'll take you right to where you can leave the review. Make it easy so that they have an easy way to leave a review for you. No one wants to jump through hoops to do it. If it's easy, that's great. And direct, awesome. Now, ask at the right time. I mean, obviously, we're all human. You don't want to make it too formal to ask them. You don't want to make it weird and awkward, right? Keep in mind that, they're humans too. And if it's after a particularly positive experience or even just a noteworthy one, casually ask the client if they wouldn't mind leaving a review of their experience on your Google Business Profile. Frame it in a personalized way, right? Like make it so they know it's relevant to the experience that they had. But make it not formal, make it casual. Ask them if let them know it would help your business and don't push it too much. Make it personal, like I mentioned, highlight positive reviews. Excuse me. Um, and then you can use these testimonials on your homepage, like we just mentioned, or throughout your website, which is good. Show appreciation about this. You want to obviously be appreciative of anyone that's going out of their time, leaving, giving their time to support you. And so show appreciation, respond to all reviews. Let them know that their feedback helped grows your business and improve. It makes the customer feel like they're doing something that matters. And after usually a good experience, like no one's gonna have a problem with leaving a review. I do it all the time. I get a good haircut. He's like, hey man, it would really help me if you leave a review. I got you. I'll leave you a review. Same thing with you guys. Same thing with this industry, especially this one. Like a lot of people are weary of uh mechanics and things like that. So if you have a really good experience, we'll want to go out of our way to help you. It's just the way you ask it. Make sure it's easy and asking at the right time. Um, Now, if they say they're gonna do it and they don't, then you can follow up. I mean, there's no reason to not follow up. You don't want to be like, hey, it's been 3 hours. I haven't gotten your senior review come up, but you want to give it like a couple of days, maybe 2, 3 days. And if they don't say something, send them an email, call, whatever, however you want to communicate with them, follow up, see if they'd still be willing to. If not, don't push it after that, then it's fine. But make sure you're asking because otherwise, if you don't ask, you might not receive. And one thing to keep in mind for this, though, is follow all guidelines and ethics for this. So you don't want to incentivize anyone to leave reviews. That's not allowed on Google. And if that's found out, there can be harsh repercussions for that. Like never offer any rewards specifically for positive reviews. Just always let them know it's out of the goodness of their heart. Focus on all authenticity. So encourage real and genuine customer experiences. Like you want them to have their real experience there. I can tell you that if I'm looking at reviews and they just seem too fake, I don't even really pay attention to them. Especially even if there's a negative review, like make sure you respond to all reviews, both positive and negative feedback, in a professional manner. Because I can tell you what, if I go to a site and I'm looking at their negative reviews and I see the shop respond to the exact scenario in a professional manner, either showing, empathy for anything that went wrong or explaining the situation in a greater detail, not only that negative review might make me think more positively of the shop. And I tend to focus more on negative reviews. I'm not saying everyone does, but if there's 80% positive reviews and you see one bad review, you're probably likely to stop on that more. So remember to respond to all reviews, both positive and negative, in a professional fashion. Um, and with that, that's pretty much it for a successful location landing page strategy and how to win local search. Takeaways that we should take away from this: optimize for both EEAT and location factors to improve all your local search rankings and make sure that you're populating on results for those areas. Create location-specific content that serves both users and search engines. Very key. And then implement an ethical, streamlined review strategy to build social proof for your Google business profile. So all the reviews, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. With that, I will open up the floor to questions, if there are any. Let's see. How is duplicate content handled? I understand that AutoVitals uses templates with preloaded content. If all AV sites have the same content, how does this affect rankings? Looks like we already have an answer, but I'll go over it for everybody. So AutoVitals uses content for some pages that is preloaded. So some of the content that we build is preloaded. It is made specific and unique, like with the business information of that shop. Any different cities, phone numbers, several other pieces of information. There's about 44 different bits of information that we insert. What we have seen with this approach is that the page is ranked very highly on the search engine results page. So if there is preloaded content, it's all optimized. That doesn't mean we won't work with you guys on adding anything that you think is relevant as well, but we have tried and true content that's proven to be optimized for the locations that we're looking for and that they rank pretty well in search. How is AI content viewed by Google relating to EEAT? That's a good question. Um, but it's viewed the same way as if it's manually written, right? Like if you use AI to pump out a bunch of pieces of low quality content, it won't rank. But if you use AI to generate content that displays expertise, experience, authority, trustworthiness, and is deemed helpful or answers any questions that common searchers have, it'll rank well. So you want to make sure that you can use AI always to improve your content, but you don't want to make it sound robot-y and have this low quality. You can use it to just edit what you already are doing. And then you can always, test things out, right? You can always see how it performs. Doesn't perform the way you want, try it again. But AI content's viewed the same way. It just depends on how you use it. AI content's a very generalized term. You can use AI and just use that only, or you can make your own content and use AI to enhance it. So there's ways to look at it. Chris Gonzalez asked, how do you find the URL for the direct link to your Google reviews page to make a QR code? There's multiple ways to do this, but there is a free tool by Bright Local. If you want to remember that, it's called Bright Local, BRIGHTLOCAL. And it'll show you the different links to Google Business Profile. Google Maps, or to see your business on the Google search engine results page. You can see all of that stuff. There's a link here for it. And after you get the link, there are several online tools that will generate a QR code with the link that you provide. Let's see the other ones here. If AV is handling the website, is this all part of the service? Can it be assumed that all these items have been addressed? How active is AV with the website? I'm going to answer this live. Yes, so this is part of the service. We are basically, the web package includes optimized content, location landing pages, up to 5, I believe, and we work with you on SEO strategy. So it's not as if, you're stuck with something that's cookie cutter, right? Like if you have questions on SEO and there's things you want to try, you reach out to me and my team and we'll implement some stuff for you. We'll take a look into the metrics. We'll do some reporting to look in to see where there's gaps, where there's lapses, where there's opportunities. And we'll present that to you and then we can work together on a strategy there. So yes, it's a part of the service. And how active are we with the website? We're active. We're always doing monthly reporting. We're always checking the numbers to see how you're performing, both performance wise, SEO wise, search engine wise. But yeah. Are you able to show examples of keyword searches? This is from Kylie White, excuse me. Are you able to show examples of keyword searches that display high ranking sites? I got a little confused when you were talking about the Greensboro location page, laugh out loud. Yeah, Kylie, that was just an example of a client that we have. I will direct you to your customer service advisor for that. We can certainly supply that. I just don't have an answer for you like right live on the webinar, but reach out to your CSA or customer success advisor and they can get you all of that good stuff. They can get you those results. Okay. That looks like that's it for questions. 1 second here. Let's see. See if we have any other questions. One moment here. Do you share those reports you spoke of? Of course. Yeah. We can give you a performance or a web analysis. We can give you a keyword analysis of how you're performing. If there's specific keywords that you're looking for, we can give you analysis on that. If there's location level inquiries that you're looking for, we can give you all you got to do is reach out to us because we're not sure if you're interested in that stuff, right? But if it's something that you want to know more about, please reach out to us. We'll work out something to give you a report that mirrors what you're looking for. So, yes, we can share those reports. Um, Reach out to us. Give it more time for more questions to come in. Give it another minute or so. I want to make sure we're answering. All right, I think we're good. Well, hey, everyone, it was a pleasure getting to get you more knowledgeable on location landing pages, location optimization in general, and how Google's algorithm and how it gives out results. Reach out to us with any of these questions that you have. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have outside of the webinar. Thank you for your time and looking to speak with you guys in the future. Thank you so much. Bye bye.